Has there ever been a moment where you've said, you know, Ashwin, you were like this in school and you're like this now? Why?
I'm like, for cricket, you would travel, you will take hazard flights, you will pack and unpack and pack and unpack 20,000 times, but you'll not, pack for an overnight trip with me or the girls.
He's gone for it! It's a six!
I've enjoyed teaching, per se, even from my university days. I used to enjoy passing on knowledge before the semester exams to my friends. So it kind of gives me a lot of joy, and this is something that I really enjoy doing and very passionate about. So it's just a part of the journey.
Very often cricketers are asked, what are you giving back to the world? And very few can confidently say what you can. It's this dream project, the Ashwin Foundation, isn't it?
It's kind of a stage setup where you say that you start a foundation and you want to do service to the community. But this began a long time ago, to be honest. What you see at the culmination of it is the Ashwin Foundation. When I used to play cricket in the 15s and 17s and so on and so forth, there were a lot of cricketers who actually gave up the game. Sometimes even at the age of 16 and 17, you see a lot of people working, a lot of kids going to work. So we just thought we'll conduct a talent hunt and fund their education, fund their cricket, look after them in a way that their parents are not obliged to send them to jobs to look after their families. A lot of my cricket was played on the roads, from evening 4 to 6. Every day used to be like a gala party next to my house, but it was very serious, very damn serious. I didn't need a lot of skill top-up because most of it was innately baked outside on the roads of Chennai, and it doesn't happen anymore. These kids don't get to play on the roads. Their day-to-day activity of on the roads or for the game is so little that the skills don't get developed automatically. So we are actually having to go backwards in the way we coach these boys. We actually have the responsibility of compensating for all the street cricket that we played, packaged nicely into a cricket academy.
Do they ever muster up enough courage to come and ask you about what does Sachin do? Does he say these things? Because they know that you have access to these legends that they've admired over the years.
Yeah, it has happened occasionally. But one thing I will say with a lot of respect for the current generation, they actually don't care. Yes, okay, a Sachin or a Virat or a Rohit or whoever be it, whoever the legends are, they have respect for them, but they want to be them on one of those days, and they're quietly confident that they can be there one day. We don't try to suppress the attitude of theirs. Yes, it's very important to stay humble. We try and teach them the importance of staying humble. But I think it's this generation that needs to be respected. Their attitude needs to be respected, and it's up to us to actually hold hands and take them in the direction they want us to take them, and not try and take them back and say, in those days, this is what we did. And that's one of the curses of our cricketing community, and I want to change that.
So then this is what the Ashwin family earned over 2 decades.
To be honest, that is collected only because of my dad and mom. One thing that I had to really drive about was this particular trophy. It was my 50th test match. It's quite emotional in Sri Lanka, and then they awarded it to me.
Sweet.
Because of the energy culmination that went into playing the 50 test matches, it meant something to me. Obviously, if you look at the cabinet, one of the biggest awards would be the Arjuna Award that I got in 2014.
Nice.
And that's pretty much where the true center of it lies, and the biggest and the most cherished award for me was this particular trophy. It's the Airtel Champions League in 2010. That is a bat that I got most runs in test cricket with until then. And this was Sachin's 200th test, and I said, okay, how better can I do it? Should I get it on a jersey? I said, okay, no, I will get my favorite bat and get it signed. So it was his final game, and it was also his 200th test, and I got it in Bombay. All these trophies are from my under 10 and under 12 days in the front here.
Wow.
So if you take a closer look at it, these are all like fresh and clean, because my dad actually picks it up once a year and cleans them up and polishes it. It's thankfully just my dad. My granddad's no more, but before that he also joined the party. It was a part of them actually socializing on a weekend. I'll be wrong and I might sound arrogant if I say it doesn't mean anything to me. But it's not that. It is not the be all and end all. I've gone out there and played it. I've played whatever I've done, I've achieved whatever I've done in the game because I solely love the game. It gives me happiness playing the game. And that's where it stops.
Where's your first India blue cap?
India blue cap? Oh God.
Kept it somewhere?
I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. Like I said, that's how much I've done with it. And if at all there is an India blue cap that's been saved, it must be with my dad. It is definitely not with me.
Actually, had my husband played cricket continuously, he would have played for India. I'm very confident about it. Such a
sorry.
cricket
Saying no.
fanatic.
No, sorry, she's exaggerating.
No, 1 minute.
No, she's exaggerating.
1 minute. See, there are so many children across the length and breadth of the country. Not all, even though they had talent, not everyone went into play higher cricket. So that's mainly because the perseverance and determination was missing. But even a person with a little bit of skill could reach to some level. That's because of the attitude. My husband had that kind of an attitude, without which Ashwin wouldn't have come to this level. Ashwin basically converted himself to the game mainly because of the exposure what he had in the family. That is what I could
No,
assume.
I was going to cricket, no. This fellow used to accompany me. So he started developing the interest and the passion. And my sister was staying behind my house. When he goes from my house to my sister's house, he'll take a stone and then he'll bowl like this and throw.
Ashwin was a very chilled out dad, I believe. Wasn't very strict. All he wanted was for you to study well and then do whatever else you like, wasn't it?
It was my self-interest.
If that is not strict, I don't know what is. I can't remember a day where I used to actually have time to spend for myself. My dad used to wake me up at 5:30, and this is what I tell kids even now. As much as you can say the kid needs to be motivated, sometimes as a child it's very difficult to still wake up in the mornings and go. And he used to wake me up every single day, get me ready, put me on the bike, and then he'll come back home. My mom wanted me to be an engineer, and I did it because I actually struggled it. I actually slogged my entire sweat out there to actually do engineering and cricket. It used to be extremely hard. And extremely hard is an understatement. Every morning at 5:30 I used to wake up, I used to curse my dad once and said, it's only because of you I'm having to do this.
You just see, suppose he failed in 10th. What will happen? Others, all the relatives and friends will they'll complain.
This is precisely where our life stood. The outlier fact was that none of my friends or cousins or anybody gave up an educational career to actually be in something off mainstream.
Correct.
Okay, the pressure entirely came up upon my dad, saying that he used to take me for games all the time. I was on the road, I was on the ground, not at the school. The wealth of that experience of having gone through that gives me a lot more perspective today to say it means nothing. I somewhere felt his obligation to this society, which means nothing to any of us, was actually the biggest pressure load on him that was thrusted upon me. The constant conversation at house used to be this. My granddad will keep pressing, saying this is not a career, it will not put food on your plate. My dad will be always devastated, no, he will play and stuff. My mom will always be the voice of reason. So we never had the direction of how to go and play. What remained was every day will be a new start and we'll continue doing the same things.
See, look at it. Whatever that used to come in the newspaper, very meticulously the same evening, he used to cut and just put it everything together. We stopped only after it started coming in internet.
My dad genuinely believed, I don't know for how he believed it, because I used to ask him every day in the morning when I used to wake up, I'll ask him, so what is the direction? What do we do? I played under 14 state. What's next? So he'll say next is under 16 state. So what next? Then he'll say under 19 state. Then what? Ranji Trophy. Then what? Then I don't know, but you have to play till there. No, because genuinely none of us knew the direction. One of those incidences that I remember was I was 14 years and that was my last year of playing under 14 state, and every time I used to get into the team but never really play all the games or get a good chance or anything like that. The next game we were playing Karnataka in Chennai. So I went and played and I got a 0 in the first innings and got a 0 in the second, made a pair. Before that I had actually injured my pelvis. And I was carrying it into the game and I couldn't really perform.
Which was under 14 level.
Under 14s, yeah. And immediately after the game, they gave me a letter saying you're dropped for the next game.
Oh.
So it was quite heartbreaking. And generally when they drop you and all in state level and to under 14 level, it's like basically you're done, boss. Yeah. I mean, nobody will bother about you anymore and you got to lead your life. I was genuinely crushed for the first time. I was actually crying and I was lying down on her lap and I was talking to her. The one thing that she always used to tell me was, forget about doing anything. Even if you're not good at anything, you continue playing the game. I'll make sure that you have enough to serve yourself for 3 days, 3 meals a day.
What happened was there is an blood accumulation between that pelvis and the bone, and because of that he was not able to walk. If you are not doing the surgery, then what they said is like it will be very detrimental. And you know what the worst part of the thing was surgery was, they said they will do the surgery now, and at the age of 17 or 18 when he grows up, we have to do a resurgery, because otherwise there will be a difference in the leg.
This is late 90s.
Late 90s. 99 it was 2.5 lakhs. Lot of money.
So they're not.
But fortunately, my company used to give unlimited
was
medical cover
95.
for surgery and hospitalization. So I was applying for the medical, advance for surgery and all. And out of, agony, I cried actually, little loud. There was a regional sales manager who was sitting next cubicle. He came running to me. I said, I've seen Ashwin playing cricket right from the age of 6. That's what I've seen him actually. And I feel so sad that my son's dream is going to be dead now. He came to me and put his arms on my shoulder. There is my cousin is a doctor, who's Dr. Gopalakrishnan, who is in Apollo Hospital. Why don't you take a second opinion? Incidentally, he was the doctor for Tamil Nadu cricket team actually.
Right.
Sports doctor. Then he said, put him on the bed rest continuously for 8 weeks. And we'll take an MRI after 8 weeks. In case everything settles down, you can go back and play. Then we decided, okay, in this way, I'm going to lose time only 6 months. But there is a chance that that surgery could be avoided. And 8 weeks, intense rest for Ashwin. And at the end of the 8th week, like we took MRI, and it was good actually. The blood got diffused. And he was fine. And he got back to his game after 1 year. When he got back, he lost his opening slot and he could not bowl pace bowl there because of the injury. That is the history. He became an off spinner. First time there was a relay of South Zone one-day match.
Which he was.
He was playing and I took off from my office. We were all glued onto the TV, in front of the TV, we were all sitting. The match started at 9:30. At 9:45, there was a ball that was coming in. Ashwin was about to go and catch it. And Badri came and both of them banged and Ashwin fell down. Some people came from the dressing room and they were holding Ashwin. Ashwin was walking inside. He was bleeding. Just 25 minutes to 30 minutes, I saw him wearing a big bandage and I saw him on the field. And his physio was saying he was not even taking an anesthesia because he wanted to play. So I don't think a person can be more cricket fanatic than this. Ashwin has been an excellent student of the game. There is definitely no doubt about it. Even if it rains, Ashwin will be upset if there is a match. That's the kind of a person Ashwin is. Preaching is something which all of us do. But we never preached anything. We did everything along with Ashwin. Actually, when I used to tell Ashwin, when you are earning money from BCCI, it's not that one person played and earning money. 3 people are playing, Ashwin. See, you are playing, you will not go through that. With all palpitation, I am seeing that. See, when you are batting, I am literally holding the bat and seeing, oh, my son is batting. Lot of thing has gone into Ashwin's life actually. Like as a family, we didn't know anything other than Ashwin.
Tell me about that Ashwin India debut morning.
They didn't travel for the game because the last time they traveled, I didn't play.
Yeah.
So this time they said, okay, we will not travel.
Actually, when he was playing his debut in Zimbabwe, we were almost in the computer.
I believe this is where you sit and watch Ashwin play on television, right?
Exactly. I used to sit if in a place, if you start taking wickets or if you start playing well, I will not move. I don't want any actually.
This door was actually put only for him.
Is auntie allowed to come and talk to you?
No,
No, not allowed.
They both fight when I play. My mom's a lot more composed. With my dad, what happens is his urge. He actually genuinely feels that he's playing the game. To be honest, he was like more than what a dad I could ever be. I don't think I can do that for my kids.
And he'd cook for you as well.
Yeah, he's actually the best cook in the house till now. When I raise up the topic of diets at home and when I don't eat or something like that, he usually comes to my room in the afternoon about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock and he asks what I want to eat. I said, I don't eat at this time of the day. No, but you have to eat something. He usually makes something like puri or something. I said, that's not very
Even
healthy.
now.
And he'll say, I brought you up all my life. You never said it when I cooked for you when you were young.
So while they say marriages are made in heaven, I believe love stories in Chennai start at the Padma Sheshadri Bala Bhavan School. I got the name right, didn't I? So how did it all blossom? Where did it all begin? You guys were classmates, weren't you?
Yeah, we were. We studied in the same school where you're sitting right now, on the other side of the campus. We met for the first time at middle school. So she was studying in another section in 8th standard. That year, exactly when we reached 8th, she actually moved from another section to my section. And straight away I started liking her. I was a shy type, so wouldn't actually go up and talk and stuff like that. But we didn't get off on the right note.
What was that bit about not getting off on the right note?
And now that I've heard this story so many times, I keep thinking I should have been less meaner. So I'd been separated as it was from life tragedy at that point from my friends who were in the other class. Somehow, I think we never hit it off on the right note. I don't know, I just found his gang very hostile for a bit or too naughty for my taste.
No, I was actually quite notorious in school because of what I did. Obviously, I played cricket and play all the time, not coming to class. It was like being this indisciplined sort of kid. But obviously, she never really understood the story until we got married about why somebody used to skip classes, and probably it looked like something like I didn't come to class and sat around in a corner and yapped away or something. Maybe that was the perception.
There was no, so we didn't date in school. There was no
We never
dating
dated
scene.
in school. No, it was like a sort of a well-known secret to everybody else, but to both of us.
Ashwin like Prithi. That's all. Like the whole school used to talk
The whole
about
school
it.
used to talk about it.
And then
stuff
when we
like
got married, people I hadn't spoken to in years, they started pinging us and saying, see?
We told you so.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
Who
probably
made the
better.
first move?
I think him.
You said it?
typical sense, yeah.
But you didn't make it romantic. Was it?
Yeah, she has to stand up for that. I can't say if it was romantic.
How dramatic was it?
So it wasn't dramatic, it was very sincere. We're not like typical childhood sweethearts. We met in school and then we knew there was something happening, but we again started meeting each other only when we were adults and he was playing professional cricket. So there wasn't really much time to do the whole dating thing because he was playing, he was off for the World Cup squad. And then, but before that, we'd had a conversation. He said, I really want to spend the rest of my life with you. And he took me to Kemplast. It's a cricket ground where he had a lot of fond memories from childhood. And
He took you to a cricket ground?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where my life is. In my entire
So
initiation
it is
is
all
there.
about cricket. I mean, I didn't mind it, to be honest. I found it very refreshing.
See, eventually years later on Twitter you said I am a chamatu.
Oh,
What does that mean? You got to tell us what that means.
Basically, chamate means innocent. We were talking about our first night and things like that.
Right.
After our wedding, the muhurtam time, like when the rituals happened, we were out of the wedding hall even before most of the people had eaten their lunch. The next morning, obviously, we were playing the test match at
Kolkata.
Eden.
Yeah.
So we got there and all that, and we were settling in. It was, classified first night. You know how it is. We got back from the airport by about 8:39, and then we were just chilling in the room. We were watching a movie, like an old classic Tamil comedy movie that he was making me watch. It is called Kadala Kadala,
It is Kamal Hassan's.
Kamal Hassan's movie, and he was watching it probably for the 10,000th time, I don't know. So his entire point about that night was to show me that I hadn't really watched the movie because I couldn't recollect any of the jokes. And then we went to bed because he had a test match, and then starts the whole alarm thing starts. They had alarms. First thing, I thought it was his phone. And I was like, why do you have an alarm at 11 in the night? What is the point? And then he's like, no, it wasn't me. So we thought housekeeping had left behind something till the whole, like half a dozen alarms started going
We started
off.
tracing out.
And then our only job was to figure out till what time these guys had set it. We found like 4 or 5 and, turned them off. But Yeah, till about 12:31 they went on and then
So,
just got leave.
when did he goof up the most? And was super embarrassed and came and said, listen, sorry, yaar, I just messed up.
Have you said sorry?
Really? Okay.
I'm
I'm the one who always says sorry in the relationship.
Why am I not surprised?
You will not be, because that's how it is. For me, it's taken me like almost 8 odd years to realize that I'm the one who's always saying sorry. I initially used to think like, oh my God, this girl's so arrogant, man. I mean, in earlier years, who have I gotten married to? She's so arrogant. She can't even apologize to anything. Then I went across the board. I actually spoke to a few people, some of the most successful businessmen in the country and the state. And when I'm talking to them, I'm like, sir, my wife is there. I need to go. You know? I mean, otherwise, I'm the one who needs to be saying sorry, even if the mistake is theirs. And he just says, okay, sir, it's the same in everybody's
Everyone.
house. Just take it easy in the stride. Then I realized, okay, it's just in the DNA. I mean, that's how husbands are supposed to be, and that's how wives are supposed to be.
Aren't you also the world's first professional gully cricketer? I believe you got paid for it.
Not just me. There are a lot of people who do it. You do get paid to come and play tennis ball cricket, tennis ball tournaments. You have like prize money tournaments in Chennai, which is very, very popular. It's just gone down a little bit now. I mean, I'm probably going to revive that culture again.
But gully cricket did give you Sudoku.
So what happened is, first time I went to play a tennis ball game, I was batting. There was this guy who's like bowling proper action, like beautiful drift, and then getting the ball to go nicely out and in. I mean, till today I can't find where the guy is, but I haven't seen a better bowler who can bowl both in and out than him in my life. His name was SK. He was the one from whom I learned that ball. So he basically made me look like an absolute idiot on that particular day, because I was this big thing around the tennis ball circuit as a batsman then. So I said, I need to learn from this guy. I used to go every morning. He used to come and he used to teach me for about 10-15 days. That's where it all started.
Funnily enough, you paid a prize for being a bloody good gully cricketer. What is that story?
Yeah, so I mean, we were playing some tournament, and generally my friend had the habit of getting me playing tennis ball tournaments. My dad clearly didn't like it. He doesn't appreciate me playing on the roads as well. So one of those days we were supposed to play a final, and we have this culture of sort of people priding themselves on winning a comp like that. And as I was about to leave, there were like 4 or 5 guys who came in a Royal Enfield, like really properly muscular and big and stuff like that. They just picked me up and said, come, we got to go. I said, who? No, you're playing the match here, right? We have come to pick you up. So I said, oh, wow, they've arranged for a pickup too today. And it feels great. I mean, Royal Enfield. And what happened, I sat behind one person, and another person sat right behind me as if I was going to get off and go. And like, I was properly sandwiched between the both of them. I must have been about, what, 14, 15? They took me to a nice, like a posh tea shop. Like, it's a tea shop is a big culture thing in Chennai, you know. Next to all grounds, there is a tea shop. Got the benches and all that. They made me sit there. They ordered the bhajis, the vadas and all that. They said, have, don't be afraid. We are here to help you out. I said, okay. And it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I said, match is going to start. Let's go. No, we are actually from the opposition. We wanted to stop you from playing. If you go and play, we will make sure your fingers are not there. So I just kept staring at them, and we were like, okay, yeah. So we had a gala time for the next hour and a half. And I said, look, my father will be back from office. I got to go home. I'll not play the match. I promise you. I'm pleading from about 4 to 5 o'clock. Then they said, okay, let's go. And they picked me up at 5 o'clock. They dropped me at home. As they were about to leave, my dad came. He asked me, who are you talking to? Who are these guys? I didn't have an option. I said, we're friends. Friends? That dangerous looking friends? Where did they come from? I said, no, I used to play tennis ball with them. So they just came to see me, and I just went home.
But has life changed after the daughters arrived?
Yeah, most certainly has.
How much?
Like about 50-60%,
He
or
can't
maybe more. I can't sleep for starters. I can't take late nights. Like, for example, for me, anything beyond 10:30 is late. For the early part of Akira's childhood, she never used to sleep, and she always used to be on my shoulders, and I used to be always clinging on the other side. She never slept properly, and I mean, it's very, very difficult to being a mother early. We had 2 kids together, back to back.
Okay, Ashwin, time to test your spicy quotient. It's got to be fiery, very, very rapid, and honest as always. Carrom ball or dusra?
Carrom ball.
Comics, Marvel or DC?
Marvels.
Batman or Joker?
Batman.
Archaeology or...
Archaeology.
Okay. Ramayana or Mahabharata?
Both.
Mom's cooking, wife's cooking.
Dad's cooking.
Adya or Akira?
Both.
Chennai or Punjab?
That's like basically asking between Akira and Adya. So, both.
T20 power play or The last session of day 4 of a test match when nothing's happening.
Last session of day 4 of a test match.
Extreme anger or stone cold silence when you're upset?
Extreme anger, but changed over the last year or so. I do go silent. I do go inside myself.
Romantic or no?
No.
Not at all.
Can't say never, but no. Like I said, for me, everything is matter of factly. Like, I can be romantic, but at the same time, if I have to be romantic, it's like the occasion needs to demand it, and then and there, and that's it.
So is all this in line with that big dream of yours to be the world's best entrepreneur? And I'm quoting you here.
It's all good to have an ambition or a dream, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong to dream in life about. I always believe that you should look to reach the sky. Sure, you will not reach it, but at least you will know falling down that you've tried to reach the sky. Finishing off with a small message, and obviously that's from a Rajinikanth's movie.
It's to her, not to me, not to the cameras.
You can
No,
tell
this is not a romantic one.
This is not a romantic one.
What is it?
Adhima Sapadram.
Okay. Hey, that's so chauvinistic. Don't say it.
Not doing anything romantic, but it's a tribute to one of our best writers, Crazy Mohan, who just passed away recently. This is from a movie called Vasool Raja, which has also happened in Hindi, which is your Munna Bhai. Kundalekesi Sivapadikaram Sivaga Sindhamani. இதுலேருந்து கொஷின் பேப்பர் செட் பண்ணுறேன் சார், ஆன்சரே பண்ண முடியாது.
The audience will understand.